first ball.
Lovely to hear it.
Australia winning the toss and electing to field. No surprise.
Good afternoon, chatters.
Yeah, spot on, no doubt about it. Mitch Marsh, well, look,
How are we all doing on this fine Saturday afternoon?
Later on, you definitely want to be fielding first. So what that does is it gives you the idea of what you need to chase in case you lose some overs. Then the pressure's really on New Zealand to set that target. And Australia obviously will chase whatever they need to chase, but you've got more control if you're batting second.
Yeah, absolutely. I like the fact that New Zealand have gone with that same lineup with a couple of spin options. I think could be really useful today with slightly tacky pitch and big boundaries. And one of those spinners is Ish Sodhi for New Zealand, and he caught up with Mark Richardson a little bit earlier on.
Well, Ish, you've sort of had to wait a bit for this opportunity against Australia, haven't you?
Yeah, I suppose, you know, the weather hasn't really played ball, especially that last game, and, you know, initially the wicket was pretty green, so hopefully get a roll tonight and hopefully...
Should have gone to the bathroom before I started.
Yeah, I mean, how do you go with a wet ball? But I mean, we're looking like conditions...
And got some water.
It's really got to dry an outfield,
Oh, well.
but, you know, there could be the odd shower here.
It is what it is.
Yeah, it often does present as challenges, but, you know, you have to have like a small towel out in the field, and often if you dry a little bit of the seam, you can find a way to move forward. I think sometimes you might have to bowl a little bit more cross seam when it's raining like that to get a bit more grip. So it could be something we exploit tonight, but hopefully the weather stays away now. It can dry pretty quickly.
I sometimes feel it can be a bit of an advantage for spinners because often
I do have 8 minutes. I might. Entertain the stream, chat. Entertain. Smalley, it's your stream now. Okay.
Nicely, and if it's not turning, can often be quite challenging. But you know, bowling spin in New Zealand, you've got to be versatile and adaptable. So you got to call on some of those skills.
Who's the team that you like to beat the most? Are you like me and you really dislike Australia?
Oh, you know, playing against New Zealand, I think, is always really exciting. You know, the rivalry between New Zealand and Australia is one that, you know, you grow up really fond of watching, and, you know, seeing some of the great games against Australia is massive. I think India are becoming a big powerhouse nowadays too, so playing against them is probably equally right up there, but yeah.
Because I worry nowadays, you know, when I look at players and they all seem too friendly because you all play in the same teams in that sort of franchise T20, which you've played lots of. Yeah, I like it when there's a real edge between players.
Yeah, no, it doesn't surprise me much with your rig, to be fair, but no, it's really exciting to get out there. And as you say, you know, franchise cricket has maybe made the cricketing community a lot smaller. But, you know, it's just a part of how the game's growing at the moment. And I suppose when you get on the field for your country, it's all about putting your best foot forward.
Oh, by the way, most games of T20 for New Zealand. Can you quite believe that?
Well, you sort of sometimes think, you know, being a spin bowler in these conditions, you know, generally seamer friendly, pretty small grounds, a lot of games, and so yeah, you sort of look back at that with a bit of pride. Certainly the game changing a lot, you know, you got to keep adapting, and I certainly feel there's a fair bit more cricket left in me, so hopefully I can keep playing for a bit longer.
Yeah, well, you're going well. May it continue, and thanks for your time, and all the best when you get out there today.
Cheers, Rick.
Yeah, phenomenal effort from Ish Sodhi to get up to that most capped T20 international player for New Zealand, and it actually feels, you know, he makes mention of it, that maybe it's an impressive effort for a spinner in these conditions, New Zealand conditions, but I actually think he's a really crucial cog in this New Zealand lineup.
Well, spot on, I agree. I think spinners are really crucial in T20 cricket. I think at the start of T20 cricket, most people thought, oh, well, spinners won't have a role. But you look at his Sodhi and you look at Adam Zampa, 2 key bowlers for both their sides. I think Adam Zampa's been the best for a couple of years with the white ball. So there's lots of experience, and I think they play a big role, certainly in limited cricket, because I think the batters think that they've got to try and hit him out of the ground all the time. And that's why they get wickets, and that's what you love about having a spinner into it. And you know, that'll be interesting out here tonight. Look, it will be a little bit slippery. The outfield's a little bit damp, but once you get the rag on it and you dry it all out, I think it'll be okay. I had a look at the pitch and you're out there, Frankie. I reckon there's a little bit of grass on it. I think it'll turn. It will grip. It's quite, you know, it's dry. It's had the covers on there. I think it'll be a slow bounce, but I still think it'll seam a little bit as well early on. So it'll be interesting to see.
Well, that's the logic, isn't it? If it'll seam, it'll spin. So I think Ish Sodhi might be quite excited to get in there and get in the wickets. New Zealand will be hoping that they get into the wickets so they can actually get into this middle lower order of Australia, test out some of those power options. And one of those who we haven't seen so far with bat in hand yet is Watchalong, but you caught up with him a little bit earlier.
Mitch, thanks for chatting to us. Another frustrating day. That must be annoying, being around with the weather like this.
Yeah, it's a little bit annoying. Yeah, they're long days sitting inside. It's nice to be outside for once, getting some fresh air.
from a batting point of view, how do you go about it? Do you always know where you're going to bat if it's going to be a reduced game, or does Mitch sort of say we're going to stick to the same order?
Yo.
Oh, hello.
Does it look like the game's gonna go ahead?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Good. Good.
You've jumped onto the scene.
I haven't been tuning in.
Yeah, it's gonna start late, but they said we should get a full game in.
Lovely. Love to hear it. Actually, kind of don't love to hear it. I'm gonna get no uni work done. Oh.
Just grabbing some water.
Yeah.
Those limited opportunity because you've been batting, 5, 6, maybe even 7 in the order as well, compared to when you're playing BBL. Does that change your game plan a little bit, batting down the order with limited time?
Not particularly. Sorry. I feel like the game sort of tells me a bit more what to do down there. When I'm opening, I've sort of got to assess conditions and
Now, have you put your teams in yet?
I have.
Alright. You may want... Oh, your multis you wouldn't be able to, but draft stars you might. It's up to you. But, generally speaking, there might be a bit of unpredictability in this pitch. So, possibly going early batters for New Zealand might be a bad idea, but it's up to you.
Well, it's a good thing you say that, because I haven't gotten early batters for New Zealand.
Lovely.
So the only batters I went for New Zealand, because I kind of thought the same thing, roughly. So I have Daryl Mitchell coming in at Mark Chapman at 4th, and Daryl Mitchell at 5th.
Okay.
And I've gone Bartlett, Hazelwood, and potentially Matt Short to bowl for us.
Mm-hmm.
And Soddy, just Soddy for them.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're a pretty similar team.
Do we?
I've got Abbott and Hazelwood. With
Yeah.
Sodhi. I've gone Bracewell and Mitchell for the New Zealand, Short and Marsh for us.
Yeah.
I love what he said. He wants to be still when he walks out at the crease.
Yeah, I've got Marsh, Short, Mitchell, Chapman, Hazelwood, Soddy, Bartlett,